Easy access to weapons, especially small arms, are reported to be fueling persistent and complicated crises in Africa, particularly sub-Saharan region. Every country in sub-Saharan Africa has had its share of the crisis. Reports from SBM intelligence states that the number of small arms in the hands of non-state actors in Nigeria is estimated at 6.1 million, while the armed forces and law enforcement collectively account for about 586,600 firearms. Meanwhile, the International Action Network on Small Arms, CEFWORD, and Oxfam International reported that armed conflicts cost Africa 18 billion United States dollars each year. The Nigerian government bid to control the menace led to the establishment of National Commission for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons, NATCOM. But how much impact has the organization had in controlling influx and spread of small arms in the country? This will be our focus on the spot this week. I am Joseph Utsan. Welcome to the program. Now, my guest is deep in behavioral science. After acquiring much knowledge in psychology and criminology, he obtained bachelor's degree in entrepreneurship management and advanced diploma in business management from Poma International Business Academy, that is Poma University in Benin Republic. He acquired a master's degree in psychology and criminology from University of Liverpool, United Kingdom. He will also go ahead to pursue a PhD in psychology and criminology from same University of Liverpool. My guest holds lots of professional qualifications, such as certified physical security manager and international security organization from Switzerland. He is also fellow African Institute of Chartered Psychologists and Criminologists. On the spot is Acting Director General, National Commission for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons, NATCOM, Dr. Adejare Adegbenro. Welcome to the program.
Welcome, thank you. I'm very honored.
Okay, let's, NATCOM, just give us your scope there first before we'll go on. Give us a scope of what your organization does.
In 2010, during General Obasanjo's tenure, we were set up as pure donor agency, which was called NATFOS, by the founder of NATFOS, which was later Okereke. And the mission then was to make sure that we checkmate IMAN, the Import Association, to make sure they're doing the right things. But as time went on, we now discovered the loopholes of where all these illegal ammunitions, light weapons, chemical weapons are being smuggled into Nigeria. But following it, because I've been into security now for almost 25 years, following it, I came on board last 2 years ago. But as far as 2006, Nigeria signed a treaty with the ECOWAS treaty on illegal arms, light weapons, ammunitions, and chemical weapons. And Nigeria being the head of ECOWAS, it couldn't have come at a better time. So we had to disband NATFOS and go for the legal backing by approaching the National Assembly. The Ninth Assembly played a key role and they passed the bill. But unfortunately, it had lapsed because the outgoing president, did not assent to the bill. So we are still a donor agency. We're waiting for our president to assign the bill. And As we speak, we are 274,000 personnel. We have offices in every single state. And we also generate money for the federal government. So, as part of ECOWAS, because part of ECOWAS treaty is that a commission must be set up. And for you to have a commission to be set up in tandem with what ECOWAS treaty says, we have to be underneath the presidency, which is directly underneath the secretary to the government, which is His Excellency Senator Akume.
Akume.
Yes. So directly we'll be underneath him. Work is ongoing. And also because of the mandate, and the mandate of General Buhari's regime was that we'll take 7,000 personnel of each state to employ at the lowest level of attempted school set, which we said there's no problem since our funding covers that. But the new government of the day he has made a promise. He's a good president. I've known him since the age of 18, actually 16. And a lot of people do not know the role that he has played.
Okay, before we go to what the role the present government is doing, let's look at there was this 2021, we have the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons, established by the Buhari administration. NATCOM has not there. What's the difference between these two? People talk about it as if we keep duplicating things.
In Nigeria? Well, I'll give to the National Security Advisor, especially the present one. He's actually doing a good job. He's a center, and the center is domiciled inside the NSA's office. But according to ECOWAS treaty, we are 274,000 people. So we are bigger, we are not a center. So when you talk in terms of duplicating jobs, it isn't, because we respect the NSA's office. The NSA is the special advisor to the president. So obviously anything we do, we have to work in line with the NSA. And as we speak, we've also gone as far as the new bill, which is being prepared. The NSA is going to be part of the center. The center is going to be part of NATCOM. Because they cannot own an agency or ministry underneath the NSA's office. It's against our constitution. So when you look at it, we all have to work hands in hand because it's share information. It's not just the NSA's office. The two bills were passed, but they were not assented to because they duplicated each other. So they've done the amendment, which NSA's office is going to be part of the NATCOM, and they would have the more like our technical partners in what we recover. They take it, they do the database, and they now tell us if they're going to destroy it or they're going to share it with the military or whatsoever. So that is we coming together as one, because the purpose is to keep Nigeria safe, not about who is who, whether you're NATCOM or you're center. We all have the same focus. NSA of today has the same framework that I believe in. I've been following him, and I give him all the respect, and I thank him for what he has been doing for the country. But this is the time that we all have to harmonize ourselves to be one, which obviously custom is a key player, immigration is a key player, the IG of police is a key player, Navy is a very key player because of the coastal waters, because most of these things come through the coastal waters.
How much collaboration have you been having with these other security agencies? Because I know why I asked this. Over the time you see particular agent complaining, or there's some tussle. In short, in Nigeria, we have had situations whereby we have physical fights between agencies. Where do this one start, and where do it stop? Just as we said, custom have a role to stop a free flow of illegal weapons into the country and so on. They play their role. Immigration will play their role. Where's your collaboration so far, so that they understand? Do they really understand your own role here?
Yeah, well, they do. It will be very
Have you
nice.
have contact or communications with them?
Yes, I have in the past. You get what I'm saying? The government of the day, we have been talking, and we are talking to all the agencies as we speak. But the goal of it is, whether we like it or not, manpower is very, very crucial. And we are short of that in Nigeria. If you put the whole security architecture, we're about 1.3, 1.4 million personnel. If you take 1.3 or 1.4 and you minus 274, it gives you the rough math of what is left to man a country that is over 200 million people. You get me? So it is not only the security aspect that we should also look at. Since I came on board, I sort of tweaked it a bit, because the traditional institution has to now play a big role in this, because they are the ones that talk to the masses. So it is all about intelligence gathering. From the traditional rulers, you have a lot of information. They control the fisherman, they control the boats that goes to bring sand from the sea, and that is how far, to tell you how far we've gone. And if you look at it, if we don't go that route, then we'll just be going in circles. It's not a blame me game. You get what I'm saying? In Nigeria, I've always preached that we're all together. If we're not together, we will not see any end result. And for us to be together, we have to make sure that this government of the day gets it right, whether we like it or not. Because our dear people are losing their lives. These youth are being off the streets. We are taking employment as a key something to train these youths, rehabilitate them. We have Project Nigeria, which is about engaging youths, which is one of our partners. We also have the Army Corps, which is, they do peacekeeping, you know. So we are putting everybody together as a whole, because you can't go as a single entity and say you want to eradicate this thing. It's humanly impossible. But from the president's body language and what he has said, his key concern is security and unemployment. You know, if we look at it also, you see what has happened with the petrol shortage. A lot of people do not have the insight of it is actually good for Nigeria. The uneducated people will say, oh no, there's hardship. But when you look at it down the line, you can see the green light. But the only way we can compliment the president is to make sure that we take some of the burden of employing 7,000 per each state, which will cushion the effect of this subsidy removal. And also, at least, pretty much, if we can do 50% of these illegal ammunitions coming into Nigeria, I'll say then that we have done very, very well. You know.
Okay. When you started, you talked about that you having some prior knowledge now on where these weapons are coming from. Where are they coming from?
Well, coastal. You have the ports. It comes in through borderlines too, from up north. In the south, especially Idiroko, Tinkan. Then, if you move away from the seaport, you now talk about how do they transport them. The only way they transport them is by transporting it through transportation companies. But my own field is to make sure that we go by who are the manufacturers of this particular guns or ammunitions. Speak to them. Who are the importers? Go to the shipping agent. Who are the shippers? From there, you now get results to see who is bringing in this thing. You get what I'm saying? That is part of intelligence gathering. Then you know how to go about the right way. For me, as I speak, I will go back why it is very sensitive for me. My grandfather was assassinated, late Pa Alfred Rewane, by a bullet during Abacha's regime, because he was the financier of NATCOM. So I've always said, anything that I can help Nigeria, especially when it comes to security, I would always do, because of the blood of my grandfather. Hence why I said, the president is like a father to me, and his mandate being him as my grandfather's fourth son, and they believed in each other. Since I was 16, I've known him. Also with Daddy Oshoba, as I refer to them. And what they mean for this country is quite a lot. That is why I want us to put our quota and put our house in order. No selfish interest. Anybody that does it, irrespective whether they are government or not government or politician, they will be brought to books about this thing. It is a very hard task. A lot of people ask me that, aren't I afraid? I say, how much more can I be afraid? At the end of the day, my grandfather died with a bullet. I'm not afraid to die for my country.
So talking about this impact, let's say, have you made arrests? Have you discovered something that you have taken action? Prove what you're telling us now.
Well, it would be very unprofessional for me to answer that question. But where the leakages are, yes, we have a lot. And that is to discuss with our Chief of Staff and the President, the SGF and the NSA.
Yeah, well, when I talk about arrest, it doesn't name, I'm not saying that give me a specific name or mention a particular name specifically. If you want, that you can go ahead and do that. But you can have certain numbers. You can mention maybe between the time you came in.
Since the time we came in, yes, we've done joint operations, and yes, we've led to a few people that we found with these illegal arms. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're working with civil defense, police, and we're getting more and more information every day.
Speak to us. How much do you know about local manufacturing?
Well, the local, quite a lot.
Have you done investigation towards that?
Yes. Currently, we have a team who is doing that as we speak. It's predominantly done in the southeast. We know the people that are manufacturing them, and we're putting up a strategy to keep clamping them, because as they're manufacturing, they keep humping to different places. So we're chasing them all around. After all, if you chase them all around, they'll get to a point that they can't go away. So it's just like you saying, the pipeline vandalization, There's so much you can do, because as you come, they change their own tactics too. So constantly we are on the lookout, and anytime we move into such information that reaches us, we call the civil defense, we call immigration, we call police, we call the NSA's office, that this is this. This is all my mandate that I'm trying to put, because also the people that I inherited, we're also doing orientation course for them. And the new people coming on board too, there's also going to go through the training at NTA, because, these young boys, it's not just about them finding ammunition. We don't want to fall back into a position whereby they are training people and they now sabotage the whole thing. So we're quite strict on our regulation on people that we're bringing in. But generally, well, I think we're all moving in the same direction. And it is key importance for us as security experts, the military, paramilitary, all of us, even journalists, to project what Nigeria needs. We shouldn't shy away from the fact that this has to be addressed drastically. It must be addressed.
Okay. Talking of security is quite a very huge department, and it will take a lot of resources.
Yeah.
It's quite a risky task too. And we know that we have other security agencies on ground that government is already investing a lot. So I'm concerned about investment in your own commission.
Well,
how much of this has been a challenge? Or you're growing good with it?
We are very good. We had no liability to the government.
Okay.
At zero kobo. We generate our money. We have foreign donors. We generate our money, and we're doing quite okay when it comes to that. Because if we generate so much money from ECOWAS treaty of all the members and from foreign donors and from carrying out all our inspections that we do, we have our own mechanism, how we raise our own funds, which is
okay. What you're telling us that you're having collaboration with other organizations, both national and international. Okay.
International, yes, we have a lot of people that are well with us. Okay. And locally, we've also engaged the banks, like Taj Bank. They're pretty hands-on. It's the new generation bank, and the MD and the DMD are sat with them, and they happen to like the idea to support the agency and to support the president's mandate, the NSA's mandate, to make sure that we eradicate these security challenges that we have. And also Immigration Services has been very good to us. The acting Controller General has been very receptive, and she's ready to work with us. And quite a number of them, we're still going around trying to get everybody on board, because we all have to sing in one voice. And if you go by it, if you go by our constitution, which is whereby, you know, the collaboration which differentiates NATCOM and Center, if you go to the section 19A in our constitution, which basically goes for provide for foreign policy objective. Then you now go to the 19B, which is to protect and promote and protection of national interest. Then if we go to C, it goes to African unity as one. Then further on, you now go to 19D in the Constitution, which is repeat of international law and trade. When you look at all that in our section, you see that Nigeria is already the head of ECOWAS. So with our constitution and what it beams, it goes down that National Commission fits into that. And with that, we can now go to bed and plug all the loopholes and make sure that the president of the day has a good footing, both internationally and locally. Because we're the only commission or security agency that has offices around the whole state. It's only the police force that is bigger than us in terms of manpower. We are 274,000 members, and taking additional 7,000 per each state is quite a lot. All this is because of the belief I personally have with the president of the day. I speak to all my commandants in the state. They're all very happy. They're knowledgeable. Some of them went through rehabilitation from the amnesty program. So they know the roots of all these things, of the creeks and where they come in. Yes. So pretty much we have our own way of trying to deal with this matter. There's a company called locally manufacturing company called GAC Motors. They have decided to also help us out.
Okay.
They're a Chinese firm, but they're also manufacturing in Nigeria, because we tend to promote also firms that have come to establish made in Nigeria, so that it's not everything is international.
Okay. Well, that's good. We wish you to have more collaborators, so that at the end of the day you have enough resources to carry out this risky and huge task. Thank you so much.
May God help us, and God bless Nigeria.
Thank you so much, Acting Director General, National Commission for the Coordination and Control of Proliferation of Small Arms and Light Weapons, NATCOM, Dr. Adejare Adegbenro. Yes. Thank you so much for being on the spot.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you out there for always keeping touch with us. We'll see you next time. I'm Joseph Otan. Goodbye.